Warning, there are profanity, topics, and other opinions that could offend you. Please watch and or listen at your own risk, and enjoy the show. Hey guys, what's up? It's RDiK here, or Old School Duelist 12, whatever you call me, and welcome back to another amazing episode of the Voidcast, where no topic is off the table. This week on the podcast, we're going to be talking about... I don't really know. I don't have anything planned, because I'm in Colorado, or I'm coming home from Colorado when this video goes up, because this one is actually going up on a Monday, just because I'm not going to be streaming or live streaming the podcast on Monday, so because I'll be on a plane, or it should be on a plane when this video goes out. Yeah, I'll still be in Colorado, so yeah, this podcast is going up on Monday because of the fact that I'm not live streaming it on Monday this week. So yeah, you guys get it 2 days early. Ding. But yeah, guys, I'm pre-recording this episode because I need to record stuff because I've been slacking so hard on just videos in general. It's been rough. It's been really rough. Last week I released the what was it? I released the Monster Hunter Iceborne review, the quick review. And that was a scripted episode, or a scripted review. I actually wrote the script down. Usually when I say it's a scripted thing, it's kind of like I'm making it up on the spot, and I will record it and say the line a couple times, fix it if I don't like it, on the spot as I'm recording and everything like that. And it is killer. And so it's that was released, and I can't believe, I'm actually really proud of that video. For the fact of it's under 5 minutes, and I'm doing scripted stuff like that. I try to keep it around 5 minutes, just for the fact of, if I'm giving you information, I want to keep it as short as possible, because information, I feel like, yes, there should be some personal opinion and stuff like there, but if it's going to be personal opinion and stuff like that, I don't want to release it. I don't want to say it's information. I want to say it's more so a discussion that includes information. So, take the Pokemon, the one of the Pokemon trailers. I did a full-on, I kept it as short as I could, and the thing is, ended up being 5 minutes and 56 seconds. And that and I was really proud of that, because I think it took me 4 hours just to record and edit that video. And I feel like this is probably going to take me, I think it took me 2 hours. No, it took me about 3 hours to record that review video. And let me tell you, it was a pain, but it was actually fun. It was nice. It was fun because I've never done something like that, so it was nice to learn that process. And yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I loved doing it, and if you guys want to see more, let me know in the comments, guys. Like that video up, share it. Tell your friends, if they want to know what the new Monster Hunter expansion is like. Granted, yes, it's I didn't go in depth because it's a review. I talk about some things in it. I give my opinion on it, and that's how that's my review on the game. That's how I feel. If you guys agree with it and stuff like that, then it's your choice to agree with it. And yeah, it's. I'm definitely going to be doing more stuff like that. But my only drawback and my only issue with doing scripted stuff like that is I want to make it sound as clean as possible, with no mistakes and stuff like that. I mean, maybe a mistake or two will slip in there, here and there, but I try to make it as clean and simple as possible. And for some reason when I do that, I just don't have like I contain my energy. Like, perfect example here is I'm doing the podcast, and on the podcast I just have a lot of energy for the most part. Like, I try to give you guys my energy and my excitement while listening to the podcast. And when it comes to that, like when it comes to scripted stuff, like I said, it's more, I contain my energy because I want to make it sound clean. I want it to sound simple. I want to get the point across, and that's it. And I'm reading something, and for me, for some reason, I have a hard time reading something and exuding a lot of energy. Towards the end of the video, you can kind of tell I was a lot more comfortable reading it, maybe I should have read it the whole thing, but I was happy with how it turned out. So I was like, you know what, this is the final product of it, and this is what I'm going to put out there. Maybe further down the line, I'll get better at reading. I'll get better at showing energy and stuff like that, and showing emotion. But for the most part, it's really hard for me to show that energy. Maybe if I did some skits or stuff, that might maybe make things better for me, for stuff like that. But very rarely do I see myself uploading skits to this channel. It's just, I don't know, it's weird to me. And yeah, but it is what it is. Yeah. So some other things I wanted to talk about. Something I wanted to talk about here on the podcast is I wanted to probably should have thought about this maybe before I went into it, but it's 8 o'clock at night, and I need to get editing, and rendering is going to take a long time. So especially rendering the podcast, because the podcast, it could be roughly a 30 to 45 minute podcast episode. It'll probably take about 2 hours to render, mostly because my computer that I edit with, because I have a personal computer that just is really good, and it really is good at what it does. It's really good for gaming, it's really good for recording, and that's the computer I use for recording. It's also my main computer, but my computer I use for editing and stuff like that, it's not as powerful, so it can take a minute to render stuff. I'm pretty sure if, when I eventually do get a better computer, I'm probably going to end up, my main computer now is probably going to end up becoming my editing computer, and it might just render things a lot faster. But, we'll worry about that when we get there. But what am I talking about? What was I going to say? Oh, I wanted to talk about the new Nintendo update, and there was a patent that went out that Nintendo filed for. We're going to talk about those a little bit later. There was one thing I wanted to really address here on OSD. On the podcast. The podcast is a really good spot too. I can just, talk about it and just basically get my feelings out about it. And that is just, I don't know what I'm going to be uploading to this channel. I think I'm going to be using Friday as for my big videos, my big important videos, like say a review or a big discussion video, or say some important Pokemon stuff. That's going to be my, Fridays is my big upload day. That's the main upload day. And then probably upload random things throughout the week that I just want to upload, and the channel is just going to be full of random stuff that I just enjoy doing. And then honestly, whatever grabs people's attention, and whatever makes the most views, I might include that on the main upload day, or just set a straight up day for uploading. Because I did a previous video where I was just where the title was I'm quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! And in that video I explained that I'm going to be switching to competitive Pokemon, like VGC Pokemon. And I'm not quite quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm more so just cutting back on the competitive aspect of it, mostly for the fact of the money, because money is a big issue when playing the game, and I just don't have the money right now to play hardcore competitively, and that's why I'm switching to Pokemon or competitive VGC. The videos are more fun to do for the most part, because building a team, and it costs less. It's literally buy the game, and you have access to the entire competitive scene. As well as I just wanted to do a change of pace. Also, it'd be nice to get into do something that's a little bit easier, because also with Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but also with Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to, you need to, for the tournaments and stuff like that, I'm having a hard time with my train of thought, what I'm trying to say. But in order to do the tournaments, you have to go to a place, and that's cool. I enjoy doing that, and I do enjoy going to a place, interacting with a bunch of people, hearing the banter and stuff like that. But there's just some days where I'm just like, I want to do a tournament, but I don't want to leave home. So that's where like a lot of the online competitions for Pokemon will come into play, and that's what a cool part about online competitions for Pokemon is I can just do a tournament for Pokemon. It's like usually like a 3 to 4 day event. You play at home, just right on your system, and you just go to town on that. Which actually I need to check for some upcoming online competitions, which I'm gonna kind of politely do while I'm on the podcast. So yeah, that's just something that I am very, very excited for. Not very excited for. I'm very excited to have fun with while doing it. And yeah, that's really about it. It's just doing tournaments, and like I said, I just don't want to leave home. I really just don't want to leave home some days. Like my group of friends, who I play Yu-Gi-Oh with, they'll just be like, hey, who's going to this place for this tournament? And I'll be like, I want to go, but I don't want to leave. I just kind of want to sit at home and play. But with Pokemon, that'll give me the chance to do that. Plus, I can also go to places. I can go to, the big events. I can go to locals and stuff like that and play. I just think the locals for me is somewhat of a drive. I think I have to drive. I think the closest place is Chicago Ridge, and that's kind of annoying. But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's really fun to me. I'm excited to play Pokemon competitively. It'll definitely give me something to do. I'm not gonna say something to do. It'll definitely be my new hardcore hobby. Once Sword and Shield comes out, it'll definitely be my hardcore hobby. I kind of dabble with the VGC right now. When I get a team idea, I do take the time and I build it. Like the Snorlax Boom, I got the itch to build that team because I saw the idea from a self-destruct team. I was going to build like a Mega Galele self-destruct team, but I didn't have all the Pokemon needed for that. Like I needed a Gardevoir with the ability, telepathy. I think that's the name of the ability. Because Gardevoir is probably the best Pokemon for the Mega Galele explosion, my bad. The Mega Galele explosion, because it has telepathy, so it won't get affected by moves that your opponent, or like that your partner Pokemon will do. And then I could just use Imprison. It'll force the opponent, or the opponent won't be able to use like Protect or something, so they'll be forced to lose to Pokemon, and I don't lose a Gardevoir, so it turns out to guarantee be a 2-for-1. But there was no other Pokemon that could learn Telepathy and Imprison, so it was kind of annoying. And the reason why I can't get a Gardevoir with Telepathy is it's a hidden ability that was from transfer only, and it is available. Like if I could breed and get the hidden ability, but I don't have any Pokemon that are in the same egg category that have their hidden ability. So that was kind of frustrating as fuck. So I went with the Snorlax Self-Destruct for that fun stab, and that team works. I did a couple of like small test runs in Let's Go. It works. I can do the 2-for-1, and they can eat shit. That's kind of mean. But then I built a team in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and I had some fun with it. I actually kind of want to do some of that. I'll probably play it while the game rendering. I mean, I should be playing Monster Hunter Iceborne to grind up with the guys, but I'm probably going to play some Pokemon, because that actually sounds really good right now, to play some Pokemon. Play a couple of online Wi-Fi battles. After editing. Anyways, yeah, so what don't even remember what the fuck I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, so the channel. Totally got sidetracked. The channel, yeah, I don't really know, because like I said, I've been messing around with my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff again. I've built a couple of decks, and I kind of want to deck profile them, but I don't want to put it on a Friday and take away from the big Friday upload. So maybe I'll just sprinkle them in there. Yeah, like I do want to do another update video once I have everything laid down that I want to do. Once I have a set schedule that I'm comfortable with, I'm definitely going to do an update video, and it'll be what I'm comfortable with and what I know I can do, which will, as of right now, it's probably going to be like 2 days of videos and 1 day of streaming. Monday being like a live stream where I stream the podcast, and afterwards I stream some video games. Wednesday being the podcast upload day, and Friday being the big upload day for OSD. And I'm gonna try and stick to like Pokemon stuff, competitive Pokemon stuff, especially after Sword and Shield comes out. It'll definitely be competitive, like hardcore competitive stuff for a while, or maybe just like some fun informational videos for Pokemon Sword and Shield. But it just all depends. As well as I'm gonna sprinkle on the big upload days, just big information days as well, like the Monster Hunter Iceborne review, because I am very passionate about it. Maybe it'll be like a vlog from me doing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, or maybe it'll be a Yu-Gi-Oh duel, but as of right now, deck profiles more than likely won't be part of the big upload day. It'll probably just be on a random day, like Tuesday or Thursday. I'm going to keep those to like the random uploads if I did have the time to upload something. So expect some deck profiles once, because I'm waiting on some cards to come in the mail. I built Quantums. Maybe I'll do a video on that and put it on the big upload day, or save it for just random upload, for just a random discussion thing. I don't know. The channel is kind of in a weird state where it's just kind of like, I don't really know for sure. Like, I don't have a hard, this is what the channel is, this is what you're gonna see all the time. It's more so just kind of like mostly Pokemon with some other stuff sprinkled in there. Like I said, the main focus is Pokemon with some other stuff sprinkled in there. I'm not trying to stress myself out and do too much and, like, run myself ragged. And, sprinkling stuff in there, it allows me to not have burnout. Or not have complete burnout. I'm probably eventually going to start getting burnout for Pokemon stuff. And then that's where, like, say I throw in some Monster Hunter stuff in there, or I throw in some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in there. But the channel predominantly is going to be Pokemon with other stuff sprinkled in there, and that's what I have to say about that. So, yeah. Hey guys, what's up? It's Editor, Old School Duelist 12, or whatever you want to call me, and this is the sponsor section. If you have an ad you want me to read and you want to sponsor the channel in some sort of way, you can go to Twitter and DM me at OSDuelist12, or you can go to facebook.com/OldSchoolDuelist12, shoot me a message on Twitter or Facebook, whichever one, and we will talk and we will see if you want to sponsor the show. It'll help the channel out, it supports me, and yeah, so if you guys want to do that, then you can go to Twitter at OSDuelist12 or Facebook.com/OSDuelist12. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show. I want to give a quick shout out to audioboom.com. They're not the sponsor, but I still want to give them a shout out because they're such an amazing website. Audioboom.com is a website to where you can upload your podcast right to it. You can sign up today for just $10 a month. That is so cheap. But for $10 a month, you can get to uploads 5 times a month. You can upload to their platform as well as so many other platforms because they give you the tools to do it. They're such an amazing website. You can upload to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, basically almost anywhere a podcast can go up. You can sign up today on audioboom.com, and I guess you can tell them I sent me. They won't give you anything for it, and I won't get anything for it. But yeah, audioboom.com. You guys can sign up today and start a podcast just like I did. Do you need a video edited? You can go to fiverr.com/OSDuelist12 and you can hire me to edit your video. Not quite sure if this is a sponsor, but I make money off of this if you do it, so it's a sponsor. Like I said, guys, you can go to fiverr.com/OSDuelist12, and you can hire me to edit your videos. I have a gig starting at $10 to edit a 10-minute video for you. We'll edit up to a 10-minute video. But yeah, guys, if you need a video edited, you don't know how, like say for YouTube, then you can go to fiverr.com/OSDuelist12 and you can hire me, because I have a thing starting at $10. I do have other packages for more, but those obviously include more perks. So yeah, so if you need a video edited today, you can go to fiverr.com/OSDuelist12 and hire me to edit for you. I want to talk about the recent update for Nintendo Switch. With the recent update for Nintendo Switch 9.0, it brings some interesting things to the Switch. It allows you, for like a small minor thing, it allows you to control your sensitivity for your touchscreen, which is cool, probably for like a stylus or something, but you know, because Mario Maker, that's a thing. But right now I don't really see, like, there's not too many games that like make insane use of the touchscreen. The only 3 games off the top of my head that make extreme use of the touchscreen is Mario Maker 2, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution, and LA Noire. Those are 3 games that make big use of the touchscreen. Like, there's literally, if you're in handheld mode on LA Noire, there's a moment where you can like pick locks, and that's really cool. That is actually really cool. Those are only 3 games that I know of. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution, you can literally just duel with the touchscreen. Like, you can use the touchscreen, like you can take the Joy-Cons off, set them off to the side, and use the full touchscreen to navigate menus, to duel with, and it's pretty cool. It can get a tad annoying when you like when you have so many like effects going off, like so many like chain effects going off. It like, you gotta hit no. Like if you're using like your controller Joy-Cons, you just hit B. You just can constantly just hit B. You don't have to like move your hand too much at all. So that's really cool. But yeah, the touchscreen sensitivity is interesting to me. They don't include any themes or anything like that, or voice chat. But what they do include is they allow you, as long as the game has that function, it allows you to actually invite players to the game. Like, it'll give you that button to invite your friends list to the game. And that's really cool, because it's kind of like Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. That's an amazing game where you would want to invite your friends to it. And granted, they found the workaround for that. It does include your friends list, and you can just join in on them. Overwatch, even though I'm probably not going to be buying Overwatch, that invite thing is probably going to be, or that inviting people to that is definitely going to probably play a big role. And the invite button, or whatever, the invite function, and probably future online games. Maybe Pokemon, maybe you can like invite your friends to, say, like a lobby or something like that, or to your camp, or maybe Animal Crossing. That could be something that they could really use the invite button, like you invite your friends to the game or to your island. Yeah, like there's not too many games I can think of that's really going to use that function, or that's like off the top of my head that could really use that function. But I feel like going forward, it's just a step forward to making the Switch really feel like it is an amazing console. I mean, granted, the console's already fucking amazing. I love the Switch. Switch, hands down, best console I've ever owned. And then one other thing that they added, or there's 2 other things that they added, is a notification alarm. Like, you can set alarms to notify you. Again, maybe like Animal Crossing, that could be something like, say, like you say, oh, these crops grow in, say, 5 minutes real time. So you go to your settings real quick, set an alarm, notification to your crops grow, go off, do something else, come back, and that alarm goes off, and you can come back, harvest your crops, and repeat. So that's one thing I can think that's going to be a thing. The only other thing, I don't know, I can't really think of anything that would be like that you could get the most function out of that. The last thing that they included in the update was your Pro Controller and your Joy-Cons will have a light up indicator that has technically been there this whole time. And it's been there the whole time. If you plugged in your Pro Controller into your computer, then you will, around the home button, there's like a clear ring around it, that'll light up blue. And now I guess that's actually going to be a thing. Maybe that's how they notify you. Like maybe it'll light up blue and buzz, or say like if a friend invites you, it'll light up blue and buzz. So I'm really curious to see how they use that function. Yeah, that's really interesting to me. I'm just really curious to see exactly what they're gonna do with that. So yeah, that's really it on the update, on the 9.0 update. The final thing that I wanted to talk about here on the channel is the patent Nintendo filed for. The patent that Nintendo filed for is a new Joy-Con, but is a swiveling Joy-Con. Like what I mean by that is like if you hold a normal controller, there's going your Pro Controller or just a regular controller for any game system, you'll notice that there is a small curve on the controller, right where you hold it at, and that's just what makes it comfortable or ergonomic, or whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't really like that word ergonomic because people just overuse it, I feel. But anyways, so basically on the Joy-Cons, so you're using the left Joy-Con, it is going to swivel from the analog stick, and it just swivels down. It'll still leave the rail guard there, but that'll swivel and just give you somewhat of a natural curve to where it's a little more comfortable in your hand, at least supposedly. I honestly wouldn't know what use you could how comfortable that honestly would be. If I'm being completely honest, I really don't know how comfortable that would be, mostly for the fact of the Switch, it feels, for the most part, it feels somewhat naturally comfortable in your hand how it is. But if you add that swivel, maybe it'll add varying degrees. You can do a hard angle, you can do a slight angle, and maybe I'll just make it a tad more comfortable. I can't really imagine how much more comfortable that would be. They make grips so that adds that curve on the back for your hands to rest and hold. Those are pretty comfortable. I actually kind of like those. I don't have any any grips that go on my Switch like that. I kind of want some, but I just haven't bothered to buy any. Mostly for the fact is they want $10 to $20, and for that, yes, technically it's a case. I just don't see a reason to buy that. I personally just don't see a reason to buy it, so I just haven't. Honestly, I think that's really about it for it. For this week. So, like I said, it's a little bit. It's probably gonna be a little bit shorter, just for the fact of I'm pre-recording, so there's no really big news I can really go off. It's only been a day since I recorded last week's episode. Tried to give some type of news cycle happening. But nothing really happened, and I need to record because I leave, as of recording this, I leave in 2 days. Less than 2 days. Just on a day and a half, technically. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Voidcast. I totally forgot to say this last week, but this month's episode, this month's game of the month is Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Yes, technically it's an expansion, but it is enough in the game to make it feel like it's a full game. So Monster Hunter World Iceborne is this month's game of the month, the Voidcast game of the month. If you guys like it, I did a whole review. Normally when I do the game of the month, I talk about the game for a minute. It's a really fun game. I love playing it, but I don't want to talk about it too much because I have a review. There's a review out. Go check that out. It's up right now, right there on the channel, as well as I have some other stuff coming out for the game. So yeah, and this week, I'm just gonna let you guys know now, I'm not going to be having part 2. The part 2 of the review isn't coming out this week due to the fact of the part 2 is going to take a little bit more to record. I don't have the time, so I did a video that was just a little bit more fun. So yeah, that'll be coming out. The part 2 will be coming out next week because, like I said, it just takes a little bit more to record and everything. So yeah. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Voidcast, guys. If you like what you listen to and if you liked it, then, thank you. Thank you guys for watching and listening to this week's episode of the Voidcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you guys want to let me know anything like that, or any comments or anything like that, you can hit me up on Twitter at OSDuelist12. You can critique it. Tell me a good critique, a bad critique, meh, it was interesting, or meh, I watched it type of thing like that. The podcast goes up every Wednesday and is live streamed over on twitch.tv/OSDuelist12. What a surprise. Anyways, the podcast is also on audioboom.com, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. But thank you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful night, day, thing, or whatever.